Thank you guys so much for joining me today for today's 1% challenge. I am really excited that you joined me for the 1% challenge today. I'm excited because that means, first of all, that you are moving closer and closer to your online marketing goals, but also because you decided to put me in your pocket and take me along with you on your journey towards marketing greatness. The goal behind the challenge, of course, is to take these 1%, these small steps towards marketing greatness, and they're going to push you and catapult you and build up over time and make you an even smarter marketing genius than you already are. Today, the topic of discussion is Google Analytics. And sometimes I have to call them GAs because I have a really hard time saying Google and I have a really hard time saying analytics. And when you combine them together, Google Analytics doesn't exactly flow out of my mouth in the most graceful of ways. But what I want you guys to know and understand about Google Analytics, first of all, is exactly what they are. Google Analytics are just like creating or doing a search on Google for a particular search term, but instead of actually doing the search live, it comes to you. It comes either to your email box or to an RSS feed or to your Google Reader, any of those three options, whatever you choose. So as an example, if I want to learn more about coffee. I'm drinking French vanilla coffee today. And if I want to learn more about French vanilla coffee or be notified anytime someone publishes information about French vanilla coffee, then what I would do is just set up a Google alert for French vanilla coffee, and anytime new information is published about that search term, Google is going to send me an email and say, Tiffany, someone's talking about French vanilla coffee, right? So how can this be important? How can this be used in your business and in your marketing strategy? It actually is a pretty important element of your marketing strategy, especially if you are going to be out there conversing and talking to people and engaging people across social media platforms. It's important because like my grandmother always used to tell me, in order to communicate to someone, with someone, you have to listen first. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And Google Alerts allows you to listen for the keywords and the terms that are important to you. Now, there are 4 different areas that you should be listening to, and I want you to set up keywords around these areas. The first area is yourself. The second area is your competition. The third area are your customers, or is your customers. And the fourth area is your industry. Now, first, the reason why you want to set up Google Alerts about yourself is not because you're narcissistic. You know, it's not because you've got this complex, this personality disorder going on. It's because when your ears are burning, you know, that old Southern saying, when your ears are burning, that means someone's talking about you. Well, what Google Alerts allows you to do is not only know that someone's talking about you, but you can also find out who's talking about you, what they're saying, and where they're saying it. All very important things. Now, there are 3 main reasons that I say set up Google Alerts for your name or your company's name or any combination thereof. And the first reason is to get honest feedback. And usually when I do this presentation, I have honest and big capital words, bold words, because all feedback is not necessarily honest feedback. I've done a lot of market research and focus groups and things of that nature, and what I've found is that when you're doing those type of focus groups or market research activities, what you find is that people have a tendency to not be as honest as they would otherwise. You know, they want to somewhat maintain a little bit of politeness. But in the online environment, when people are talking about you, usually you're getting very candid remarks out there. So that's why I say you're going to get honest feedback. The second benefit of setting up Google Alerts for yourself is that you're going to be able to learn who your advocates are. If you have someone out there that loves your products, loves your service so much that they're actually spreading that information and sharing it with others, it is really important to know who those people are. Those are your brand ambassadors. Those are champions for your company. Those are your cheerleaders. And if they are your cheerleaders, then you need to give them a megaphone. Put a megaphone in front of their mouth and encourage them to do so. But in order to do that, you have to first know who they are, so you need to be listening. The third reason why you should be setting up Google Alerts for yourself is because you want to be able to shape bad conversations, shape bad reviews. And I am saying shape for a reason. It's because you can't control them. You can't control negative things that people say about you. So I talk to a lot of small business owners, and I am a small business owner myself, and I do everything I can to keep my clients happy. I want their experience with me to be a good one, and when they talk about me, I want them to share only positive things about me or my company. And I'm sure the same is true with your own business. Well, no matter how successful you are, no matter how much you try to do this, you're not going to be able to please everyone. You're always going to have those few clients, those few customers that are just unhappy no matter what you try and do. And then you have those customers that are just legitimately unhappy. The problem is that those customers are usually the ones with the biggest mouth, okay? And you can't stop them. You can't control what they're putting out there on the internet. My grandmother has the ability to bash your company. Everybody has the ability to bash your company with a single review. But what you can do is sort of shape those bad conversations that are happening. So when someone publishes something that's bad about your company, if you're using Google Alerts to find that information, then you have the opportunity to go behind that comment and respond to it. Maybe you can offer a solution. Maybe you can offer some type of resolution or explain yourself better. And you can take what would potentially be a negative and turn it to a positive. When other potential customers, other targets see that, what they're seeing is maybe not necessarily a company that has a negative review, but a company that is responsive, a company that cares about their image, that cares about and stands behind their products and services, and as a result, a company that they can trust. So those are the reasons why you should set up Google Alerts for yourself. Now, why should you set up Google Alerts for your competition? Well, isn't that obvious? Okay, you want to be able to spy on your competition. Spying on your competition is a good thing. You would be amazed at the amount of information that you can dig up about anybody online, especially your competition. At the end of the day, you might end up knowing more about what people are saying about your competition online than your competition actually does, which is a powerful thing to have in your arsenal. So 2 reasons why I say it's really important to set up these Google Alerts about your competition. The first is so that you can know what their evil plan is. Sometimes it feels as if you're living inside of a vacuum with your marketing strategies. You want to understand what's going on with the competition, not necessarily so you couldn't try and keep pace with them, but because you want to be able to position yourself against them. So when you're using Google Analytics, you're going to get Google Analytics to monitor or spy on your competition. You're going to get information, new information that they're publishing about their products and services. So this helps you in determining what your products and services should be or how to position against them. But also you're going to see any new online marketing strategies that they're trying. If they're starting a blog or if they're starting to use Twitter or Facebook, these are things that you should know so that you're not blindsided by them and you can adjust your marketing strategies accordingly. Another reason why you want to make sure that you set up these Google Alerts for your competition is so that you expose their weaknesses. Just like your customers are out there talking about you, your products, and your services, they're doing the same thing for your competition. And when you understand their weaknesses, then you can exploit them. So if you have the customers that are out there or the targets that are out there, they're talking about good things about your competition, well, that's something that it's important for you to know. But if they're talking about an area that your competition is failing in, or if they're talking about some of their frustrations, well, you'd want to know that so you can exploit them and so that you can use that to, again, position you and position your products and your services. So the third thing that you want to do is set up Google Alerts for your customers. Yeah, I don't have to go into any detail about this either because you know why you want to spy on your customers, right? You want to know what's going on in their world. You want to know what's important to them. You need to be able to pick their brains. And depending upon what type of business you have, what your online goals are, you're going to want to set up one of three different types or all three different types of alerts. One of them is an interest alert. Another one is a keyword alert, and the third is a targeted alert. So an interest alert is basically an alert that's centered around whatever your customers' interests are. So the purpose of creating these interest alerts is to be able to gain information, to be able to gain data and information or keywords about your market or your targets that you can use to relate to them. Graco as a company is one company that does this really, really well. Graco is a manufacturer of strollers, baby strollers, and playpens and other types of goods for babies. And what they have done is with their blog, they have kind of turned it into a hub of information that are related not to the products that they're selling, but that are related to their target audience. Their target audience are parents with young children. So on their blog, as an example, they're talking about princess birthday parties. They're talking about educating children, but they would not necessarily have known that these were things that they should be talking about to attract their audience to them if they would not have done that type of research. So I'm pretty sure they've probably got a Google alert set up for birthday parties so that they could stay up to date with the latest trends with birthday parties and distribute that information to their target audience as a way of attracting them. The second type of keyword or the second type of alert that you'll set up for your customers would be your keyword alerts. And what this does is when you sit down and you do your search engine optimization strategy and determine your keywords, hopefully you sat down and determined your keywords and put some thought into what customers were actually searching for. When you do that, you want to think the way that customers think. And what Google Alerts allows you to do is see what your customers would potentially see. So if you were Graco in that example before, if you were Graco and you wanted to search for baby strollers, baby strollers is one of the keywords that you have set up for your website. Well, in that case, you would want to set up a keyword alert for baby strollers. That way, when new information about baby strollers is published, you know about it, so you know what pages you're up against, you know what websites you're up against, and who is your competition in terms of search engines. And the third type of alert that you would set up for your customers is what I call a targeted alert. And essentially what a targeted alert does is it allows you to cyber stalk specific targets on the internet. So the internet now is one of the most accepted ways, or really the only way where it's acceptable to stalk someone. Any other place in life, you cannot stalk anyone, but you can on the internet. Targeted alerts are really great for companies that are in the B2B space. When you're doing a business-to-business sales effort, you want to maybe follow a particular individual in a company or maybe follow a particular company, and that way you can use the information that you find and the information that pops up in your Google alerts to help you move them along the sales process. So the third or the fourth reason why I say you set up Google Alerts and what you should set them up for is for your industry. Now, this is really important, and I think that a good majority of us use Google Alerts for your industry because it really just helps you stay abreast of news and trends in the industry.